My name is Ray Barbee. I live in Long Beach, California, and I've been skateboarding for 37 years. I got into skateboarding living in San Jose. It was my buddy Danny's birthday the summer before 7th grade. He got a skateboard for his birthday. I saw his skateboard and I was just like, man, I want one of those. That looks fun. And so my thinking was just, I'm gravitating towards this because this is exciting. And so for me, the pushback, if you will, was more from other brothers and sisters, other blacks that were like, we don't do that. And I don't know that other people think this is wrong to be doing. You know what I mean? That comes after meeting people who feel that way. For me, at least, there was a genuine just beeline towards this interest. Skateboarding, all of it was just like, I want to do it. I'm not thinking about if it's accepted or not, because what it is in itself is that exciting. So when I got to a point of progressing to where I had an opportunity to go skate contests, and from that, getting sponsored by Powell Peralta and coming out in a video called Public Domain while I was an amateur. Powell Peralta being arguably the biggest skate brand at that time. When that video came out, I started getting letters from other skaters who were black or other minorities who didn't fit the quintessential skateboarder, saying that them seeing me in that video encouraged them, and so I'm very grateful because I know how important that is. Yeah, this is my first, when I first turned pro, this was my board graphic. This board is where it all started, means so much to me because of the time where it was in my life, the time where it was for Powell Peralta and the new direction that they were going towards. It's interesting when you think about the role that socioeconomics plays in what activities are accepted and which ones aren't, and which activities become an identity for a community or a culture. My dad was a sax player, so I grew up with a lot of jazz in the house, his record collection basically. So I grew up listening to a lot of soul and a lot of jazz, right? Then when I got into skateboarding, all the friends that I started hanging out with, they turned me on to a lot of the music that was happening at the skate parks in the late 70s, and that was more like new wave. So it was bands like Devo, and this album right here was everything for me, the B-52s. And then it shifted into, when we got to the backyard ramps skating, then we were just on our soundtrack was punk, and man, these albums were huge. All of this played such a huge part of the experience of getting into skateboarding. It was a shift from what I grew up listening to, and then it was even a shift from the rock and metal that I got turned on to through MTV. Then it's like getting into skateboarding, it's like, oh, punk rock, new wave. And now I'm at the point where it comes back full circle to where I'm back to my parents' collection.
Yeah, I'm ready when you are.
Ready, okay, cool. Interests are important because interests can lead into a desire and a passion that will allow you to be in agreement or have something in common with other people that becomes sources of connecting you with community. That's something I've always appreciated with skateboarding, is that much like music, it's all centered around the interest, and because everybody's at their own pace and level, but they're able to do that collectively, then it makes it to where the age difference doesn't really play a role. So you have a very diverse community. What you experience in community is humanity. I put my faith in Jesus, and I'm thankful for how important we are to one another. It's the humanity aspect of community that's important. And so if I think about my relationships that I have with people, they all stem from a common interest, whether it be photography, music, or skateboarding. And when we talk about skateboarding, the community is so big, and I'm so grateful that the opportunities that I have because of the time of when I got into skateboarding and the tricks that I stumbled across, and having the opportunity to ride for a skateboard company that allowed me to be a part of this vehicle that's presenting skateboarding globally. The relationships and the community that was built from that is priceless.